Hello, our loves. Welcome to World's Cup of Joe, Awaken Your Soul. Today, we are going to discuss what to do and how to balance when your twin flame pulls for seemingly no reason. So before we get started on the video, let us tell you a little bit about our channel for those of you that are new. And first, we want to say welcome. Welcome to our channel. This is your home for balanced, neutralized energy for your twin flame connection. We will talk about soul all the time in this channel. And the reason why is because your twin flame is your soul. Get into the energy of soul and watch how magnetic you become. It's all about energy. So you're going to be on this channel. You're going to hear about energy. You're going to hear about soul. And you are going to start being in the energy of balanced, neutralized energy that draws in your twin flames. You'll see that people have magnetized merely from watching our free content on YouTube. It is powerful, this energy. Well, with that being said, let's get on to the question. We've gotten this. We talk to beautiful souls and they are in communication with their person. And it's sort of like, okay, well, I'm doing well. I'm balancing. My person and I were in communication. Everything was going really well. And suddenly they pulled for no reason. Where it's like we were doing really well and suddenly out of nowhere, I find out that I'm blocked and ghosted again on the app or the platform or however we maintain communication. And I don't know what's going on. So let's sort of start there and let's dive deep because it is energy. There's never coincidences. There's never no reason. So let's sort of start there, Joanne.
Yeah, and I also think this applies to everyone that is just not in communication with your person. There's this sudden part of you that just feels like, what went wrong? It was going so right, and then they're pulling again. Whether they've been in communication again, or they just message and then they're wondering why they haven't messaged again. Whether they've been seeing each other consistently and then they stopped, or you balance them back in, just like the example that Elizabeth had. In any way, shape, or form, your person is now no longer in your space. And the mind automatically says it's for no reason. And so what me and Elizabeth want to share with you is this connection is energetic. If this was a soulmate connection, we can absolutely say what you just said right now, Elizabeth. They stopped talking to me for no reason. And then guess what happens when that happens with a soulmate connection? Screw you, buddy. I'm going to move on with my life. And then we move on happily ever after. That's a soulmate connection, right? They were a narcissist. And, obviously it just didn't work out. But this is one of energy. And the difference between this and all the other soulmate templates that we can name and say it was because of that, we were able to move on. We were able to move on from everyone else that just wasn't treating us right, or it just didn't mix well, or it just didn't turn out very well. For most people, it's not even a relationship. You just got activated with your energetic connection, and for the rest of your life, you're tied to this other soul, this other person that is your soul. And so there's not even any explanation around it other than it felt really good when we were together, and now I can't hear from them anymore, and I don't know what I did wrong, and it is for no reason because I don't know why. And that's really what happens, is a lot of people do not like the responsibility in the twin flame connection, that the connection is based on energy. It's really easy for us to just blame someone who's a jerk, someone who is a narcissist. It's easier. It's so much easier to blame someone's reason for not coming forward. And that's how I knew this was a twin flame connection. The reason being is my person is not a narcissist. My person is not a jerk. He is the most kindest, loving person ever. But guess what? My energy was so toxic, he could not be in my space. He physically couldn't. I knew something was wrong. It was beyond him, beyond this really kind, loving man that would literally take off the shirt in his back and give it to a complete stranger, right? How can someone do that and then block me because I'm in mine? It's energy. It's energy. How can I ask this person who would do and give anything to anyone something and he can't say yes? I can see him struggle, his face, his body shaking when I'm in addictive energy and he cannot say yes. I think he's nodding, but outside of his nod, his mouth is pulling. His facial reactions is not matching what they want to do. And what a lot of people don't realize is your person wants to be with you. They want to be with you as much as you want to be with them. It's the energy, and the energy is real. So what I would ask these beautiful souls that are recognizing their person has pulled, or they're not reciprocating the same amount of attention that they were giving you before, go back to where it was when you were in communication. Feel into the energy that it was, allowing them to be in your space. Feel into that unity consciousness that has no expectations, has no preferences, has no judgment, and be in that energy where they came in. And I can guarantee you when they came in, which is majority of people, they'll say, oh, I was feeling so good. I completely forgot about them. And they message me. I was feeling so good. They then decided that they want to hang out. They want to go out for drinks. They texted me. I ran into them. I was feeling so good. The energy that brought them in. And then guess what happened? Then they started to pull, and I'm starting to figure out, what are they doing? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? They're pulling for no reason. They're pulling for no reason is what we think. But in the reality is we are no longer focusing on ourselves. We now shifted our focus energetically back to them. It's very common for divine feminines to not realize its energy and base it on the after the fact. Now that they've pulled, what did I do wrong? Versus, how am I feeling? How am I feeling? How am I feeling? Oh my gosh, I was trying to figure out what they were doing, thinking, feeling. Hell no. This journey is about me. I'm going to bring it back to me. How am I feeling? How am I feeling? How am I feeling? Those are the common questions that we should be asking when they're back in our space. How am I feeling? How am I doing? What things are in front of me? And what things need to be addressed? What triggers are coming about? What judgment is the mind having? What things are coming up for me that's making me be in mind and stay in mind, keeping my person away? Those are what comes up for most of the beautiful souls that we talk to when we hear, hey, they're back in. And then guess what me and Elizabeth hear? A list of all these things about mind, about stories, about your person and what they're doing, thinking, and feeling. And you've now focused your entire focus that was initially on you, that brought them in, now completely focused on your person, which had them initially leave your space, right? When they left the first time, before you learned how to balance, you went back to that energy. Subconsciously, a lot of us don't know purpose, like intentionally we're doing it when we go back to sleep, when we forget that this journey is about us. We forget that they are us. And so the parts of us that want them to do stuff for us, the parts of us that wants to validate us, the parts of us that needs them to show up the way the mind wants them to do, those are all the things that caused your person to leave initially. They left because the energy was too much and they couldn't be in your space. And as soon as you brought it back to you, as soon as you made the journey about you, they came right back in. And your soul is asking you, it's begging you to get back into that place of soul. Because what you'll find when you're gauging your energy, this is where you know you've leveled up. These are the conversations me and Elizabeth have. Hey, love, I think I know what happened. This is what I did. My energy was this. See, those are the conversations me and Elizabeth say. Me and Elizabeth never, ever, ever sit around and say, I don't know what happened. He pulled for no reason. We own our energy, our loves. And majority of the time, like 99.999% of the time, this is what I did. I pushed because my energy was focused on expectations. My energy was expecting him to do this for me. My energy was judging what he did to me before. My energy wanted him to do this for me in the future. The energy is what me and Elizabeth watch, and we own our energy. And that's the reason. The reason isn't for no reason, because soul doesn't F up. How was your energy when they came in? How do we sustain that energy so when they do come in, they stay? And when they start to want to pull, what are you doing to keep your energy focused on you instead of focusing on them? What do you think, love?
Well, first I want to start with, you just hit the nail on the head. You made such a good point with, when we call each other, we know exactly what we did to push. We know when we're in mind. We know the difference between mind energies and soul energy. We know when we have focused on them and when we are bringing it back to us. There's no doubt. It's not something that is unclear. It's very, very clear. And so what we want to say is, what we're teaching you and guiding you guys all with is learning this energy, learning to recognize when you're in mind and when you're in soul. And the more you really watch, and I really want to emphasize and stress this. This is something you should be doing in your daily life, whether your person is in your life or not, whether your person is interacting with you or not. You should be gauging your energy with all things, because that's how you become an expert on the energy. So when we say that we know exactly what we did, well, we know exactly what we did with all things. When we start manifesting things in our experiences that are not what we like, we will analyze, well, where was my energy at when I brought that in? Okay, well, I was really irritated. And lo and behold, I started bringing in more things that irritated me. Man, I need to shift my energy. I need to get out of that place of irritation, and I need to work my way up to neutrality, because everything I'm manifesting at this moment is based on that same energy of irritation. So I really want you guys to start looking around and seeing everything that's manifesting into your experiences, good or bad to the mind, good or bad to the mind. And with things that you don't like, you're going to ask yourself, let me sit back a minute. And this is practice, right? Where did that energy start from? And you bring yourself back to the place where you first started feeling irritated or frustrated that day. And then you'll start recognizing the pattern of energy, law of attraction, like draws to like. That same energy will start revealing itself more and more and more throughout your day if you don't shift it and you stay in that frustrated energy. So your goal is to recognize where it started, see the patterns of the things that you now manifested, and then your goal is, okay, how do I shift to neutrality? How do I release the judgment of these things that just happened and bring myself back to this base point of not caring and not being touched by these things? And when you could start doing that on a day in and day out basis with everything in your life, you can start doing it with your person. So for example, this week I've been in mind a lot. I've been fully aware that I'm in mind, and I've been pushing my person. And as soon as I'm pushing, I have to snap out of it. And the last 2 days, for some reason, was harder for me to snap out of it, but I did. It just took longer. Well, today, the moment I started getting in mind about something, I felt him pull, and I was able to shift out of it really quick. And it was something really silly. It was this. And I'll tell you guys my experience, because like I said, at all times, Joanne and I are aware of what pushed our people. So today what happened was I made lunch. I made something that him and my daughter like, and I spent a while making this lunch. And as soon as he ate it, he was like, "Did you remember to put the seasoning in the meat?" And I was like, "Oh, crap. No, I forgot." And the next thing I know, he comes out and he wants to basically throw away the food that I had just made for lunch. Mine got offended. And he looked at me and he was like, "Are you mad?" And that was his tone of pulling. "Are you mad that I don't want to eat this, but I don't like this?" And I was like, "No, I'm not mad." And I felt it. I felt myself shift into judgment right then, right? And I had to snap out of it. And I did quickly. And I was like, "Hey, there's leftover chili in the fridge if you want me to heat that up for you." And he was like, "Sure." And everything was back to normal. It was back to normal. And he stopped pulling because I shifted out of this energy that was in mind, that had gotten offended, that had like had expectations. I had an expectation. I cooked this food for you and I want you to be grateful and love it. And it didn't happen that way. So I had to shift out of this place of judgment and come back to neutrality. And I did. And it was like, okay, well, I've got chili. Let me cook that. And as soon as I was back to my place of energy, I felt he was back in his place of energy, right? He was no longer pulling. And it was simple as that. But I recognized it. The moment I did it, I had expectations of an outcome from him. I wanted something from him, which was validation of, "Oh, thank you so much. I love this food." And when you guys are sitting there assessing, well, they pulled for no reason, I want you guys to do that. I want you to feel in and start asking yourself the same steps I told you about your everyday life. I'm at work and I had 3 really frustrating calls. I want you to do the same steps with your person. Okay, where was our last conversation at? And then I want you to replay it. Oh my gosh, I was now focused on him. I see so clearly. I was focusing an expectation on him. That's why he pulled, or whatever the reason. But I'm going to guarantee you, he pulled and he blocked and he ghosted. When they do that, it's because of your energy. It has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with where your energy was at in regards to them. There are no pulls from our people without a reason for it. And the reason is always our energy. We are the divine feminines in this connection. We are the positive polarities in this connection. We rule this connection through our energy. So the moment you start saying that they've pulled for no reason, you need to go within. You need to go within. And this is where we want to deep dive with you guys, because we want you to own and really truly understand how the energy in this connection plays out, because you will start seeing there are no coincidences. It's all merely a reaction to the energy of you, my love, as the divine feminine.
Yeah, own your energy. This is one soul in 2 bodies, and the energy that has the positive polarity is the one that is what runs the connection. You can't act like this is a soulmate connection and then think and know and believe you are twin flames. It's either you are in the journey or not, and there's no jumping out of the journey anytime soon. So while you're in the journey and know what this journey is, own your energy. The energy has nothing to do with no reason. The energy is specific to you as the soul that you are, to expand and remember the soul that you are, to know that you are not mine, to know that you are soul and you are free. You don't need nothing from this person. And so all of those things that came up, all the triggers, all the things that you were expecting from you, because that's who your person is, all those things that came up has nothing to do with your person and everything to do with you to work through internally. And that's what Elizabeth meant by going within. What is it within you that's coming up that you can either work through internally through you, or you can push onto your person, right? How dare you not eat the food I made for you, right? How dare you not do these things for me? You are my person. I would do anything for you. You see how the mind has like a list of expectations and preferences, and it has so much judgment. When you remember the soul that you are, the things that come up through mind gets identified so instantaneously, so quickly, that you have those conversations that me and Elizabeth have with each other, with yourself. Holy smokes, I had expectations. Man, I thought I was doing so good on this. How the heck did I forget that this is in a soulmate connection? Damn it. Right? That's literally like my problem every day when I talk to Elizabeth. Like, oh, wouldn't it be good? All the issues that I've ever had in my life with my person would be solved all day, every day, if he was just a soulmate. He would do all the things that my mind wants. He would easily do all the things that I beg for. And then I realized, okay, well, this is not a soulmate connection. And this isn't about him. This is about me. And this is about my expansion and my soul choosing me to remember who I am. And as soon as I remember who I am, I can identify the reason why my energy was pushing out to them and I was forgetting who I am. I was getting self-worthiness externally, or trying to beg for external worthiness through my person. I was getting validation through my person. Oops, I forgot who I was. So the commonality, instead of figuring out why they pulled, start understanding where your energy is and start being magnetic instead of the after the fact, which is a reactive reaction to your energy versus being proactive and watching your energy. How can I make it to where I don't depend on others, not just my person, but anyone else, regarding how I'm feeling, how I'm thinking, how I'm doing versus what they're doing, what they're thinking, what they're feeling. Everything now gets within. It's about me. How can I make everything that the mind wants to make about my person about me? Because it's easy. It's so much easier to just say, oh my gosh, they pulled. Damn it, I really want to be with my twin flame. But it's so much harder to be like, oh my gosh, I was experiencing abandonment wounds and my person was making me feel like I was being unchosen and I'm last. And I just realized, like, my parents never valued me. I was always like picked last. It's easier to go to our person and see what they're not doing for us versus seeing what the true deep things that are coming up within you. We don't just sit around and see the energy to expand through on our own, right? We don't just sit around and see it like the way Elizabeth explained. Holy crap, it's my energy. I've been manifesting this all day. No wonder why all my stuff personally in my life is going wrong. And then he pulled. Well, no, that's not what it is. Everything is matching your energy, including the vibration you're sending. And so if you're sending a lower scale of energy towards your person, not only are you going to manifest those lower scales energy from your friends, your family, your work. Well, the same goes with your person, because your person's not anything separate from all of the things that you're bringing in your life that matches your energy. So everything from here on out is energy. How is my energy? And where do I want to manifest from? Because I want to manifest from the peace, love, and joy that I am. And that in turn will be reflected through my family, through my work, and holy moly, through my person. Everything from here on out is about you and your energy. Where was my energy? That is the new theme. This is you owning balanced energy. This is union energy. Where was my energy? Where is my energy? Where do I want to keep my energy? And it is peace, love, joy, and being the soul that you are. When you remember you are soul, your twin flame will never leave your side, ever, because they are your soul. We love you guys so much. We hope you have an amazing day. Bye, love.
Bye, love.